Because Sammy knows the age-old rule of don't drag and drink, she will be sitting out for this next few parts of Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon, Reignited.
And Joran is a little bit like, she's not had a good day, so she decided to go soak into her own pool as opposed to the one that we're currently soaking in.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of truth to my joke, because she did warn us, Sam did warn us before we started that she had a little too much to drink.
Oh,
yeah.
Which is fine. Which is fine. She's a mature. She's a mature adult who's able to, that she can make that decision, and she just was giving us the considerate heads up.
We don't want to see her when she's tipsy.
Oh boy!
or Spyro when he's blown to bits.
So this mission's kind of annoying, in my
yes,
opinion.
it
can be. It took me 1 or 2 tries to get this one. What makes it annoying is that it's very difficult to shift your momentum around these curves until it's sometimes too late. I'd say I'd be very surprised if someone was able to get this on their first try ever without knowing where the Rhinox were going to be. Well, granted, the Rhinox have fixed positions. So if you mess it up once, you know where to find them next.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no. So I mean, the second time for sure, because you'd know, you can memorize and know when to do it. But I'm saying, yeah, if it was your first, I'd be very surprised if somebody on their first try ever, just going off of base human reactions, would be able to know, oh, I should suddenly hold to the left right now for that Rhinoc around the corner, and there's the end of the level.
There's Stimpy the Seal.
But in order to quickly justify to James why I didn't just stop the video here, this is the end of the level, but as you're going to quickly learn with Year of the Dragon, the end of the level means nowhere close to, oh, you're done spending time in this level.
Oh yeah, no, if you're going the straight linear path in any given Spyro level, at least with 2 and 3, that goes over really damn quickly. What's going to make up the majority of your time is pretty much cleaning up all over the place.
Right.
Yep. Particularly finding a bunch of things like this gem that Sparks can pick up.
Honestly, I have to wonder how many kids out there actually did play through the Spyro 2 or in Spyro 3 and literally just went from point A to point B with no strings attached, and then realized, wow, this game is stupid fucking short.
Went to school the next day, there was nothing to do. Why are people so excited about this game? There's nothing there, and they're like, oh, well, did you fight the robot shark in the boat? And they're like, what?
The robot Jaws?
Yes. Actually, yes. So, apparently Bluto, not that Bluto, has challenged these schmucks to a... Okay, so basically, I don't get this. The seal's yeah, he challenged us to a battle, and of course we accepted, but we only then realized that we're actually seals? And not actual gunnermen?
A shark will fuck us up? So look at have this random lizard take care of it for us?
I mean, look at us, man. We only have flippers.
So yeah, we have to now face off against this battle, against this robot shark. But we have to be careful because the torpedoes, we only have so many of them. So only strategy I can give for this mid-boss, it's a mid-boss, is...
It's a mini-boss.
Yeah, best strategy I can give is get rid of all the boxes as many of them as you can, because this is going to be how the shark will be able to shoot torpedoes at you. And then once it's up and at him, ow!
Ouch!
Don't do that. First off,
don't do that. But there, now that he's distracted trying to go for that other box, you can just unload into him.
Also, you are allowed to just unload into him at any time. It's just easier way to do it that way.
Yeah, it's really easy once you know how to exploit them.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta take an explosion or two to win. Carry that in life.
Do you ever think when Spyro's riding those vehicles, he's the kind that goes, "Oh, look, Sparks, no hands."
I mean, realistically, genuinely, there's gonna be even points in this game where the NPC says, "Yeah, I can't interact with this thing because I have flippers."
But I intend on doing it myself.
But Spyro's sitting there going right. But then Spyro's sitting there going cool. But does Spyro have thumbs? Does Spyro has thumbs?
They just give him thumbs Reignited.
Okay. So I don't remember him having thumbs originally.
Oh no, it's something they added specifically for Reignite's case. which I wouldn't be surprised was mostly a juxtaposition if in the event they decide to do more with him, like say with the Spyro 4. Maybe he can actually use those, his opposable appendages to actually grab onto stuff.
Maybe in Spyro 4 he can grab a Rubik's Cube.
Maybe in Spyro 4 he can actually run on only his 2s instead of all 4s.
I love the idea of someone actually calling attention to that, going, Spyro, why did you... Oh.
Oops.
Huh?
Spyro, why did you go to the trouble to get thumbs? And he'd say, to do this.
And just gives like
No,
2
that's it.
thumbs up.
But yeah,
Or
actually,
just a snap. It's like, that's it. That's all I wanted him for. Thank goodness.
actually, Gems makes the joke about how like maybe he can like stand up on his hind legs. The only time I've ever seen him actually do that is first off in the original ending of Spyro 1, which actually did look really cute. The other time is in Skylanders when he was trying to walk like Crash while he was dressed like Crash.
Yeah.
That was
Good luck,
definitely
pal.
not creepy at all.
There we go. We got all the NPCs to help together. Know that we're never going to see these guys ever again.
Never ever.
They were just here to pull down the balloon.
They have served their purpose.
Forever.
I guess that is one other thing we can kind of strike against this is you never really... Actually, I don't know, like... you know what? Okay, no, sorry, because I guess it'd be more the sequel than the... I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, there isn't really much urgency to the NPCs. Like, they're just kind of...
Well,
sometimes you're just helping them with
there
their own
never
thing.
was. Not here, not in Spyro 2. I'd actually say Spyro 1 was the only time where the NPCs actually mattered in the long run.
Hey guys, I noticed
Yes.
something.
What's
We
that?
selected Midday Gardens, but now we're entering Buzz's dungeon. Who the hell is Buzz?
I don't know who Buzz is. Somewhere we took a wrong turn, and basically, yeah. So we're learning a bit more about how kind of mean the sorceress to Bianca.
Yeah.
She looks way too goofy in this game for me to take her seriously.
And she didn't in the original.
I was about to say, yeah, like she was already looking pretty goofy in the original.
No, in the original I actually found some amount of menace in her.
But I do
guess.
agree. But
Well,
I
she was
see where you're
constantly
coming
scowling in the original too.
from. But I see what you're saying. Oh, hey!
Oh, hello,
Tom
Tom Kenny.
Yeah.
Much like in the original, Tom Kenny also voices the Blade.
But it's like, yeah. I mean, when you look at the likes of Rhinoc,
Ew.
when you look at the likes of Ripto and
Gnasty
Gnasty
That
Gnor,
was one disgusting
Like-
rabbit.
Okay,
There
then
we
there's this
go.
thing.
Much
you
better.
forgot a spot.
See,
yeah, we're gonna see some very interesting boss designs in this game.
certainly the most fearsome boss designs in the series.
Oh, dude, freaking Screech or whatever his name is. Yeah,
Scorch,
Scorch. Oh, that him. Yeah, that's another
Spike,
weird one.
Buzz,
But yeah,
I'll say Sheila.
Duffman.
yo, not the Duff Man. But
We're not getting duffed.
But yeah, it's. But yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, compared to those other bosses, yes, I definitely see what you're talking about. Where the sorceress doesn't quite look as imposing or intimidating a figure. She just kind of looks like a Muppets villain by comparison.
You mean, again, she still looked like one of the original as well.
She looks like
Yes.
the seasick crocodile that the Grinch
Oh.
sings about.
Well, no, and I'm saying that too, James. Like in general, I just remember it felt a little bit like a de-escalate. I don't know, like, but again, she at least has an army and troops, whereas Ripto was just was just 99% hot gas.
I mean, yeah.
Well, honestly, like, even that, something that I've been, like, thinking about when it comes to, like, comparing Sorceress and Ripto is that, like, I guess one reason... I mentioned it before, but oh boy. I mentioned it before, but I guess I can restate it. Like, I think one of the reasons why I'm a little hesitant to say that I like Sorceress more than Ripto, like, in my opinion, they're both kind of, like, tied for best Spyro villain, but for different reasons. I feel like the two things that I feel like Sorceress could do is, first off, I would have appreciated her, like, interacting with other characters more often, because every time you see her in this game, she's only talking to Bianca. She doesn't really interact with anyone else.
Yeah, like, by the time she and Spyro have her fateful match, it's honestly no different than the other fights you've been doing.
And second
Also,
off, like...
I should explain the boss though. But
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about Buzz for a sec.
Buzz as you're seeing is basically the bullies from Mario 64.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
really his shtick.
Just continue to bop him until he falls to lava, and Sheila will give him the good old stomping ground.
He's actually oh yeah, you'll see your animal buddies will usually be giving you a helping hand in these fights. But yeah, otherwise Yeah, he's so much of a pushover that he literally becomes used as an enemy attack in one of the other bosses in this game.
Can I just say, though, I was thrown for such a horrifying loop when I was little and I was playing this game. And then I come across this boss, and I was already accustomed to, like, the cutesy, like, cartoony nature of Spyro 1 and 2. I was not expecting a full-on, like, Goblin Toad to be the first boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up what the I'll have to look up what the PS1 versions of these characters look like again.
Not to mention, the boss music in this game is honestly kind of daunting compared to the previous games.
I mean, did you see that arena?
Well, would you say, real quick, you talk about the music, would you say the Reignited version of the song manages to maintain that level of dauntingness the original had?
I mean, if you definitely listen to it, like, I had it low for that playthrough, but, like, I'm sure the mood is there. I mean, they did reference Copeland's old work, so, I mean, no reason why they couldn't.
I mean, considering it's Copeland himself still organizing the whole piece.
Correct.
Yeah, welcome to Midday Gardens.
Okay, Dragon, you've managed to survive longer than
Random thought. It also would have been neat to learn a bit more about how the sorceress happened upon Bianca and decided, yes, I'm going to teach this person to be my apprentice.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been nice.
Yeah, the Sorceress definitely does feel like she has the building blocks to be the best Spyro villain in the series, but yeah, it all does boil down to the fact that A, they don't give her much, if any, time to throw her weight around against, even Spyro here. And then,
there's no opportunities for her to actively...
Yeah, I'm gonna go tackle that Spark stage.
There's no interactivity between her and Spyro. That's my biggest problem. Like, in Spyro 2, you had Ripto and Spyro, constantly butting heads every time they met up.
Right.
In this game, you only encounter the Sorceress at the very end of the game.
And honestly,
there's no dialogue shared between her and Spyro.
I'll let you go first, James.
You go.
I was about to say, another problem that I do have with the Sorceress, it's kind of the same problem that Ripto has, only I'm going back and forth on whether or not it's more or less glaring. Like, we make the joke about how, Ripto doesn't really do, a whole lot to really, assert his being a threat. Right. I feel like, for all intents and purposes, I don't think the Sorceress really does that much better of a job, because if you look at throughout the game, Bianca feels like she's doing a lot more of the heavy lifting in terms of, being a threat than the Sorceress is.
Well, I just
she
think
really is.
Well, I just think it's more so just the matter that the Sorceress actually has the manpower to back her up. Like, Ripto only had his two moves, and that's it.
And then, I mean, we can also say that in the sense of, Ripto is, he's trying to take control. Sorceress, I definitely got more of the vibe that she was already in control of the thing, hence the Rhinoc army, but no, especially, all you really get is, a silly cutscene later, discussing how she was the reason that the dragons were banished from the Forgotten Realms, and all that, so it's so you have this whole idea of, she was apparently a big enough threat that the dragons even listened to her. Like, Ganassi Gnorc, they'll just, taunt on TV.
They just call him ugly on TV.
Ugly!
But the Sorceress, they never spoke a word of this to Spyro, even though, again, as far as silly, potentially recycling cutscene that goes off to say, some of those older dragons we save in 1 were here, when the Sorceress were here. I don't know, just, I agree, there's something there which, there's something there that could, build up why she's such an intimidating force.
I'll be fair, I think the only reason why she isn't more expanded upon is because, let's be real here, Year of the Dragon was already pretty much in rush development.
That's fair.
I mean, it had to be released on the Year of the Dragon, after all. No, seriously, released on the Year of the Dragon.
Right.
Oh, that's right, that is a lunar year. Oh, yeah. First, I kept forgetting that.
But yeah, no, it's pretty much just, again, like the Crash games beforehand, they were trying to make yearly releases, and Year of the Dragon was the very last one of the bunch. So you can definitely see the aftermath of such practices.
Yeah.
A little fatigue in there, yeah. So, oh yeah, Sparks, because you're probably wondering why the heck do I have a machine gun now? So, the Sparks, for the first time, the Sparks gets to participate...
The
one and only.
The Sparks gets to participate and actually save a couple dragon eggs himself from the evil, I guess in this case, crustaceans, crawdads, insects, robot bugs later. It's a whole little, side story thing he's doing, and Basically, all you gotta worry about is that it's a top-down shooter, as you can already imagine. Press the X button to use special weapons, and square button to, or square. I think no, actually, yeah, no, sorry, yeah. So X button to use special abilities, circle button to do your normal firing, square button to do a dash forward charge, and press and hold the R1 button if you want to strafe, which can help out when you're dealing with a large group of enemies, since you are always going to be shooting in the direction you're facing.
I don't remember if the strafe was there in the original or not.
The strafe was in the original.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
And I want to say this. I want to say this type of gameplay even returned in the Game Boy Advance Spyro games.
I think it did.
It seems like it would work fine in that.
Like in Fire and Ice and stuff, the season ones.
Yeah, Season of Ice. I want to say it was in Season of Flame, but I could be wrong.
If I could be,
I'll figure out. Go
ahead. If I could be perfectly honest for a moment, I do not like these Spark stages.
I don't mind them. I will say that in some cases they can drag if you're not managing the crowds of enemies as well, but I will at least say this. I will definitely give them at least this much, Icky, is that I appreciate that in this game, getting the Dragon Egg is not your only incentive for completing these missions. If you complete these missions, except for the last one, only because, more on that later, all of these Sparks missions, whenever you complete them, Sparks gets a little boost of power to his arsenal.
He gets an extra ability that he didn't have before. Well, actually, no.
Except
in one or two examples, I can't remember which one specifically, but
also,
you basically re-earn some abilities that they took away from Sparks purely for these stages.
Also, James, this is the crawdad that looked like Sir Dan Fortescue.
Right? He certainly has like the upper jaw of it.
And the weird eyes.
But yeah, no. So for this one here, for completing this level, Sparks should be able to now get the ability to pick gems up from even farther away. So in that case, yes, maybe they did nerf his normal reach up to this point, and now be able to finally use it. And I will say the final mission does not give us any reward, because I believe that is the one that...
It does give you a reward.
You're thinking of the second one.
Second one.
The second one was what would give you the gem radar, which has pretty much been reapplied to Reignited all over.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember. I remember the first one extends his reach. The second one would give you the gem dar. The third one would give him an extra hit of health, but the fourth one in the Robot Bug Factory, I don't recall getting anything.
It allows Sparks to break open gem boxes.
Oh.
Which, by that point, is about as good as useless.
Yeah.
Only if you haven't been, like, cleaning up properly.
Yeah, that's fair. I would honestly say that's more so... I will say that's probably something they could have changed for the sake of Reignited. Have that be your second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been... just to have it all padded out from start to finish, but yeah, so for now, we're not going to be coming back to Morning Meadows until... Sunrise
spring.
Meadow? Thank you. We're not going to be going back there for a long time, since my plan is to tackle all the backtracking like closer to the end of the game. So for now, second hub. As always, I'm going to be trying explore this place as thoroughly as possible, and then we'll work on saving ourselves an animal buddy.
Yay!
So I forgot if we mentioned it in a previous part, but should we talk about the skill points in this game?
I know James mentioned that they're a lot simpler here than they were in the other two games. What are your thoughts on them?
I think they're fine. So in the one of the previous levels we went into Molten Crater, in the speed, like in the supercharge area, there's a breakable wall with a crack on it. If you break that, not only do you get an extra life in a bottle, but you also get an extra life for getting a skill point. Oh wait, it's Mingus.
Oh.
But where's
Hi,
Dingus?
Dingus McDingus.
Yo.
How's it going, Mingus?
He's so ready.
Very true
that is
to his
true.
name.
And I mean, that's fair. All the skill points will get you a 1-up normally.
Mm-hmm. But I just find it weird that they give you a skill point for breaking down the wall, and yet they have an extra life just sitting there.
I guess it's for farming since it's such an early level.
I mean, how about that's just them giving you a twofer.
It would be for farming purposes, only extra life bottles don't respawn.
Sorry, just real quick, so that one being Trixie just pops off its like, and its first words are, "Daddy, I'm pretty."
How did I know you were going to say
I was thinking, you know what it was? I was thinking of a different character, but I realized that character's name is Cindy, not Trixie, so no.
But then again, this game did come around the same time the pilot of Fairly Odd Parents released.
Yeah, back when it was a part of Oh Yeah Cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, this game was that...
Well, this game came out, again, this came out the turn of the millennium.
Okay, so then that's... Okay, well, okay, then I'll say right now two sentences formed in my brain. One was, holy crap, this game is that old, and then, holy crap, Fairly Odd Parents is that old?
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
well,
they're both really old.
Am I old?
No,
I mean,
they're
I'm not-
old,
I'm
but
not
you,
old, right?
sir, are not.
They're both old, and one can make the argument that they're going equally as strong.
I'll say that. Okay.
Yeah, so...
I mean, if anyone here in this chat is old, or in general is old, it's Hunter. Because remember his birth date.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alright.
I know it's in February, but I forget the exact date.
It was like 228...
7-5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it was his birthday. Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's
it was
my
his birthday. Yes,
birthday.
1970. Wow.
I love just going back to like Spyro 2, like in the original version, I just love the tone in his voice when he remarks about it being his birthday. He's all like, "That's my birthday."
Yeah. Yes.
And of course,
yes, Hunter, you are a very special man.
and of course, just so happened to summon the devil.
Actually,
As
is he
far
a
as
leopard
outlaws
or a
concerned.
tiger?
Cheetah.
He's a
He's a
cheetah,
cheetah.
I think.
He's a cheetah?
Yeah, they mentioned it a few times in this game.
Modesty.
Modesty.
This one cracks me up.
Oh, decent.
Get it?
Yeah, some of them have slightly scheduled like.
Some of them have very
some-
cheeky names and animations.
Right,
Right.
like they link them together, but for the most part, they always felt random to me. But I don't know.
To be fair, they're
Super Flame.
they're not quite as random as the names you would get in Enter of the Dragonfly, like Mr. Toshi Station.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll also throw this out there. Don't expect a post game quite as spectacular as a freaking.
Two.
Oh god, what the hell is the place of the park you wanted to
Dragon
go to?
Shores.
In two? Dragon Shores. Like, don't expect the post game as elaborate as that. I mean, there's a neat victory lap kind of game stage,
Level.
but not like as big as Dragon Shores. But hey Matt,
Oh, that's where Matt's been.
He is
proud of
very
himself.
talented, and we are very proud of you, Matt.
Yes,
Yes.
he is. All right, well, I'm just gonna grab the Super Flame one more time for a big old batch of gems over
Right,
this
because
way,
they're
and
gems.
sorry.
There's gems near that center area where our next animal
then
stage is.
we will go, and then we will go save Tom Kenny.
But Tom Kenny's right here.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know
That will
what?
save his twin brother.
Can we save Jim Carrey instead?
Well, you know what? Just for that hype, we're gonna save the other Tom Kenny in the next video. You're gonna be such a tizzy about it.
Oh, go away.
I appreciate you using the knowledge of the fact that the video is almost over to play that kind of joke, good
What
sir.
are you saying? What are you saying, man? I see no such accusations before me.
Hey, viewers, do you know what time code it is as we speak?
Free ice cream! No!
So yeah, okay. Stay tuned. See you guys in the next part. See you guys in the next video. We're going
For a
go
swim.
get- See ya.
Goodbye, everybody.
You, I'm ignoring.